enamored by Dan's fake bullshit? Because I know you've tried to tell him that Dan. I mean, we know Dan is not being legit and serious. I mean, he's obviously just. I don't know if he's trolling him, but he's definitely doing something for attention because it's just like nothing seems sincere. Like, I mean, come on, you can like John and be friends with him, but telling him he's the living, breathing embodiment of the American dream.
We legit, when I first heard that, I legit like burst into laughter. I mean, it did make me laugh.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna try to be careful about this because yes, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do think, and Dan wasn't saying this, I do think that John is a quintessential American divorced man that is his age and that likes to watch football and get drunk and then is going to be stubborn about things when people call him out about any decisions he made his past life. I think it's a very normal American in that sense. With Dan, like, do you feel like we actually know what's going on in his head? Because I tried to ask him about it and then he was so evasive in this particularly weird way where I was like, I don't even know what's going on with this guy. And
he does that not even just with you. I've noticed anytime people start to call him on like his motivations on different things, he a lot of times he just leaves the stream.
And you would do that move where it's just like, because like
he did that with Will Heron, I think too.
Yes. Well, that Will Heron thing was similar to what I was about to bring up about the Kaylee thing, where it's like he'll go at someone in a one-on-one situation, and then they'll respond, and he just shuts down immediately. Then he leaves, or like he just can't.
The Will Heron thing was really interesting because Will's like a very jovial guy, and then you could see kind of the switch where Will's like he got serious, and then Dan eventually just leaves because he knew like this wasn't just joking around anymore.
He's got curiously thin skin in a one-on-one confrontation setting, considering when he's not one-on-one in a confrontation, he threatens people and like does shows just trolling people.
Yeah, well, I think it spoke volumes when you called him out about that. What was that guy, Patrick Tomlinson?
Mm-hmm. And there's some really dark stuff there.
And he seemed to be dancing around it. And he's like, "Oh, well, it was me and 60 other people." Yeah, but why you're a grown up? Why are you a part of a group of 60 harassing some man and torturing him?
And that's, to me, what I was trying to get at with John, which he didn't get, was like, when you assess the way Dan started behaving with John, where he's like, "You're the what did you say? He's an American hero," or some shit like that. It's like, okay, well, either this guy is just like really like just pumped up and fired up about John, and then once you add the dimension of finding out about the Patrick Tomlinson thing, then it's just like, okay, then you're doing something wrong. But I think it's instrumental to think about his relationship with Chad Z, because he was like that with Chad, and then when Chad didn't like reciprocate it, he like lashed out at him, almost like in a cable guy, like attachment weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, Chad, we know Chad's not the perfect, but John, it just seems as long as you're complimenting him, he doesn't care the context of it, where I think probably Chad sniffed the bullshit and wouldn't go along with what Dan was doing. Like, cause you could see, like, if somebody came on here and told me that I'm the living, breathing embodiment of the American dream, I'd be long done right away. I'd be like, this person's fucking with me. But John's just like, yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say to him too. And like, it's weird because like I've been accused of the same things that people say about Dan, but I would like to think that I never like was just like that.
Yeah, you don't say that stuff.
Right. So, but so it was an awkward situation where I was like, well, come on, John. Like, do you want to hear someone talk to you like that? But he did. Like, what do you think about this? Because this is what he said to me when I said that to him publicly and privately. Like, for him, his argument is, look, I don't really have that many people like going to bat for me in this space, and I don't want to start fucking, peeling the few people that I have off. And when he said that to me, I was like, well, I do understand that, but then there was a part of me that still felt like, well, this guy might be like trying to ruin your life and you don't realize it. But I don't know that. I still don't know what Dan's whole
That's
thing
what I actually thought about the situation, because I was like, I actually do believe that you are friends with John, and that's like sincere. And I get the idea of like, okay, there's not many allies there, so let's not get rid of who's around. But if like it's clear that the guy is like either trolling for whatever reason, whatever his payoff is that really being a friend to John to keep someone around who's not actually there to be on John's side?
Right. And look, I mean, I don't know if you saw that when I really went there, like, and John just yelled at me the whole time, but like, I tried to really be like, there's an analogy here where you're Patrick Tomlinson and just John was not.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, he thinks Dan is like the greatest guy. I mean, maybe if you would have given John your what's the password he gave him, the
right,
because
HBO Plus or whatever it was. Yeah, I think it was
that was a big argument. Dan gave him
a baseball game or something.
Yeah.
No, and I think like I'm not speaking out of school. It's like, you know, I think when John's reflected about it, I wonder if he feels the same way about Dan. But like in those moments, yeah, I always end up like reflexively defending him in situations like that because he really just I've just been there with him where everyone is just attacking him every second and just like relitigating every thing he's ever done in his life. And so I always have like a soft spot in those situations, but I don't understand how you could I would never trust someone personally that just sat there and complimented me.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think that's, it's not normal. Justin, $5. John isn't capable of being a friend to anybody. Ava knows this. Throb, I guess that's me, is a peanut brain like Stuttering John and focuses on the people who trash him. I focus on everybody, the people that trash me, the people that compliment me. I focus on it all. Sorry.
And I just, so like, I don't think that John just like, when John says it, it's just, he's so much more literal about it.
Yeah.
But I think everyone in this space is so sensitive. And I've watched so many people that just, if you look at someone like Buckman, like he because he's got a grudge about something that each person did, like karmic or any of these people, he just reflexively will never take their side or just look at anything like objectively because they said something mean to him. So I don't think John is very like is alone in that. I think everyone in this space is kind of like that, and all of us would ideally not want to be like that. But
yeah, I mean,
he's not the only person that just lashes out when people trash him.
Well, yeah, it's just he does it in such a way that I guess you know,
he says it. He says it. He just says
but he also takes like any type of disagreement. I think as I don't think everything he takes as trashing is actually someone trashing him.
I agree with that. Well, he takes it that way, but I don't. Yeah. I wouldn't if I were him. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
How go ahead. Rob. No, I was going to say, do you find it hard? Like for instances, like when you do disagree with them, I know firsthand, you probably get anxiety, like either not saying anything or you just, or how to say it, because, you know, like even like when you said something about the strikes, he didn't take that well.
No, I had so much anxiety because I knew I was going to bring that up, and then he made me cry during it. But not like, I'm not saying this is someone that's like just been like talked to like that and like has this like abuse mentality about it. I do feel like that if you really zoom out and look at people in our lives, and maybe I might be the only one, there are people in my lives that are like that, where you can't get real with them and you have to find this like way to say that to them, and they have other redeeming qualities about them. And so I don't like singling him out in that area, because there's so many people I know that you kind of have to, there's people that want you to just be direct, and there's people where you kind of have to talk to them in a certain way, and they're going to get mad and all that, and they'll think about it. And I can at least say in John's situation, he thinks about it afterwards. He'll blow up, and I knew he was going to, and I know he'll blow up, but he'll talk to you about it afterwards and reflect on it. That's my experience. I don't know if that's your experience with him, Rob.